Hi, welcome to Story Time. I don't know if you've seen the other book that I read about Grumpy Monkey, but this one is Grumpy Monkey Up All Night. I love when they keep writing books about the Grumpy Monkey, or anything like the ABCPs. Early in the evening, just about supper time, Norman heard a whole lot of whooping and hollering next door. That's Norman. That's Grumpy Monkey's friend. "What's the ruckus?" Norman asked his neighbor, Jim Pansy. "I'm so excited," Jim exclaimed. "I'm going to a sleepover at my parents' house." So excited. Good for him. That would be fun, having a sleepover. "My whole family will be there. Mom, Dad, and my big sisters, Ann and Nan." "Who's that?" asked Norman. "Oh, yeah, my little brother Tim," grumbled Jim, "but never mind, it'll still be fun." "Sleepovers are a good time," Norman agreed. Look, there's a happy little guy in all those grumpy faces. Oh, my goodness. Jim talked about all the great things he would do. "First, we'll go termite fishing. Next, we'll tell scary stories. Then we'll have a midnight feast and wash it down with some jungle punch." Looks like they're going to have a great time. For monkeys. Yeah. "I wouldn't drink punch too close to bedtime," Norman advised. "Bedtime?" exclaimed Jim. "Nobody sleeps at a sleepover. We're going to stay up all night." "Sounds fun," said Norman. "Mind if I tag along?" Norman might go along, huh? Let's see. Page is not cooperating again. A little later, they arrive at the tree where Jim's parents lived. "It's my little grumpy monkey," Jim's mom cried as she gave him a hug. "I'm so happy to see you." "Mom," moaned Jim, "I'm not little, and I'm not a monkey. I'm an ape." Jim's mom smiled and ruffled his fur. "But you sure are grumpy," she said. "No, I'm not," Jim scowled. "I like your mom," said Norman. He did go along. Yep. "What should we do first?" asked Jim's mom. Everyone answered at once. "Termite fishing! Pick fleas off each other! Bob for mangoes!" "I know," said Tim. "Measure each other to see who's tallest." "Maybe our guests should choose," suggested Jim's dad, turning to Norman. "It's a tough decision," said Norman. "It all sounds fun." "Don't worry," said Ann. "There'll be plenty of time to do everything because we're going to stay up all night," cheered Jim and his siblings. "I don't know," said Jim's mom. "Staying up all night could make some very grumpy monkeys." I think she's right. Very grumpy monkeys. Have you ever stayed up all night? It's not easy to do. And then the games began. Termite fishing, flea picking, termites, flea picking, bobbing for mangoes, scary stories. "It was a dark and stormy night," said Jim. Tim trembled. "Your brother's scared," said Jim's mom. "Why not tell a happy story instead?" Look, they're bobbing for mangoes and telling scary stories. Yep. Midnight feast. "Hey, you have to share the jungle punch, but you didn't share the bananas." Oh, now they're fighting, arguing. "Stay up all night. It's really dark," said Tim, looking around. "Because it's night," snapped Jim. "Are you grumpy?" asked Tim. "No," said Jim, just when they heard a noise. "Rah! Thunder!" shouted Tim, and his eyes went wide. "Oh, no, now it's dark and stormy." "Don't worry," said Jim. "It's just Norman snoring." He does lots of funny snores. Sometimes it sounds like rah, 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 rah. And sometimes it sounds like ruff, 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 ruff. Tim laughed. Other times it's like ha-wee, ha-wee. Jim and Tim laughed and laughed all night long. And Norman just snoring away. Pages. Come on. As the sun came up, Tim fell asleep. Good idea, little brother, said Jim as he tucked Tim in and lay down. But just as he was about to close his eyes, "Good morning, my monkeys," sang Jim's mom. "Mom," shouted Jim, "we're not monkeys, we're apes." "I prefer gorilla, but yeah, ape works," said Norman. "Oh, Jim, I told you staying up all night would make you grumpy," said Jim's mom, ruffling his fur. "I'm not." "You'll always be my grumpy monkey," whispered Jim's mom. Look, he fell asleep. She's snuggling with him. Something about snuggling, huh? That was very cute.